Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. We discuss 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. We'll go ahead and get started. Our first question, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Sure. My name is Benjamin Warren, and I'm the founder of Tumwater Wealth Management. And what we do is we help entrepreneurial families to build a plan to build their multi-generational wealth and protect it for generations to come.
That's a very needed service for all these great entrepreneurs out there. So that's a great service. Well, question number 2, what's the best thing about working with a team?
In my opinion, the best thing about working with a team is unique ability. So I get this concept from Dan Sullivan and his strategic coach program. And it's the idea that when you have a team, each person is able to focus on the parts of the job, the parts of the business that they enjoy the most. And like Steve Jobs mentioned, that the only way to do great work is to do something that you love. And so the more we can drive toward what we all love as individuals, the better the work will be in total, and the more enjoyable the work will be altogether.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. Great comment. Question number 3, I hear from other leaders of teams that it can be a challenge to get team members engaged. Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, so I think that obviously it's critical. We've got to get engagement from the team, or we're not going to achieve our goals. And I think that it starts from the beginning, from the outset. We've got to hire right. Obviously, we want to filter as much as we possibly can for the type of people that are self-motivated, they're driven, they want to be accomplishing things, they want to be working on a team. But I think that that starts with clear communication from the beginning, that we're a team that is trying to achieve big goals. We're not just here to drift along. We're here to be really motivated. We're here to really accomplish things. So setting those kind of clear expectations from the beginning, followed by setting clear goals and in a collaborative manner. So I think goals work best and people buy into them the most when they're able to contribute to that whole process. They're able to be involved in the goal setting. And so being able to set those goals in a collaborative way, and then setting clear goals. You know, it's not just, hey, we want to improve things. We want to reach X number of dollars or new clients, or we want to serve clients better in this specific way. Setting clear goals, I think, is critical. And then the last thing that I'd say is providing some, again, clear accountability. So you have to stay on top of it. You want to keep track. You want to have a scoreboard that shows you where you stand at all times, so that everybody can know that they're going to be held accountable. And so human beings, I think we all can fall into the trap at times of laziness, or just letting things drift. Even the most hardworking, even the most driven people, if we're not providing that accountability, then we could get into real trouble. So I think clarity at the beginning, clarity when you're setting goals, and clarity by providing accountability are the keys to keeping people engaged. And then in my experience, just I think smaller teams work better for that in general as well. So I'd throw that one in as well.
Great ideas. And I really like your emphasis on clarity, because that's something that there's always a refinement that can be made, but I've been surprised at how many people try to make improvements, but it's just not clear. And then there's ambiguity. So thank you for emphasizing that.
Definitely.
Question number 4, what other piece of advice would you offer to leaders of teams?
I think that one of the things that I've struggled with is communication. I think it's really important to over communicate to your teams. And I say over communicate because my natural inclination is I hate being told to do the same thing twice. I hate being told anything twice. I feel like, do you not think I'm paying attention, or something along those lines? But I have found that just in teams and with children and things like that, that they run similarly, that they don't hear it. What's the sales saying, that they don't, you have to tell someone something 7 times before they hear it the first time. And I think that in some ways that's really true. We don't want to be just redundant, but we need to be re-emphasizing the message that we want to get across over and over again. So over communicating. And then the other thing that I would say is it's important with teams to make sure that you're taking care of them. And I get this concept from John Ruhlin of Giftology, but he talks about they won't know what Ritz-Carlton service looks like unless they experience it. And so you need to be able to take care of them in that same way, that Ritz-Carlton type of service for your employees, so they can know how you want them to take care of your customers.
Boy, those are great ideas. Thank you for sharing those. Question number 5, what other successful leaders of teams, such as yourself, would you like to recognize that have had a positive influence in your life?
Sure, yeah. So I hear that question, and the first name that comes to mind is a guy named Blake Hansen. He's the CEO of Alturas, and Blake has been a tremendous example for me. He's actually younger than me, just a little bit, but he's been this incredible example and kind of a mentor for me. He runs multiple companies. They're multiple 7-figure, 8-figure companies with a partnership type of a model. And we're lucky enough to help them with their 401k plan, with their retirement plan at their office. So I get to interact with his troops pretty regularly. And I have never seen a better corporate culture firsthand. And so it's just astonishing to me how he's able to run multiple companies with this partnership model, and maintain that incredible corporate culture. And then, not coincidentally, that has led to incredible growth in his businesses. So he's the one that I would focus on, I'd say.
That sounds like a great individual. Thank you for recognizing him.
Yeah.
Well, 6th and final question. Tell us about your first job.
Sure. Yeah. So my first job was as a paper delivery boy. I had a paper route when I was a kid. It was for the Wenatchee World up in central Washington State. And so we'd get the papers. They'd always arrive at my house at about 2 o'clock. And so every day after school, I'd get home, and we'd have to sort the papers and get them all in the right order, bind them with the rubber bands, get them all in the bag. And then I'd head out on my bike and spend the next hour and a half delivering papers. It was a great training in work ethic. And then it was our responsibility to collect the monthly subscription fees. So it was great in terms of learning a little bit about collections on a very small scale.
I relate very well to what you're talking about. I also had a paper out at the same age and did it the exact same way. It was after school, afternoon paper, had to go out and collect every month. I relate very well to that. So I love your story. Thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. Well, Ben, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. How can people find you?
Great. Yeah. So we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, but go to our website if you have any questions or you'd like to learn more, tumwaterwealth.com.
Fantastic. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, you can find us on LinkedIn by searching Blue Sky Business Consulting. Thanks for joining us today, and have a great day.